Hi, in today's video, we're going to talk about the 6 biggest mistakes sellers make when they're selling their home, and we're going to start right now. Hi, my name is David Matney with Nebraska Realty. I'm a local realtor here in Omaha, Nebraska. I'd like to welcome you to my channel, and we talk about all things real estate, buying, selling, and investing in real estate. And if this is your first time here to my channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and ding that bell for notifications, and hey, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. All right, mistake number 1 sellers make is overpricing the home. This is the biggest mistake most sellers make. I get it. You want to make sure you have enough room for negotiating. You want to have some wiggle room built in. But if you overprice your home, you're going to make the biggest mistake. Pricing your home correctly from the start is important because the best time and the best activity is when the home first hits the market. The price of your home is like an exclusive invitation to buyers. The right price attracts the right buyers. If you have a home and you overprice it, let's say homes in your neighborhood are selling for $200,000 and you go ahead and price it for $250,000, then what you're going to do is you're going to help sell those other properties in the area. Because what a buyer's agent will do is they'll show your property for $250,000, and then what they'll do is take them to another home that is priced correctly, and it's going to look like a rip-roaring deal, and then you're going to sell that other property. So you want to make sure you price your home correctly from the start. Also, the longer the home is on the market, time is not your ally. The longer it takes to sell, the more it becomes shop worn. And then buyers start to wonder, hey, what's wrong with this property? So you want to make sure you price your home correctly from the start. All right, mistake number 2 is an unwillingness to negotiate. Many sellers make the mistake of being unwilling to negotiate. Let's say you have a price of a home and it's $200,000, and let's say somebody has offered you $180,000, and you might get offended because, hey, that's too, we're not even going to respond to that offer, that we're offended by it. But let's say you had 10 other showings, okay, and you only had one offer. What you should be offended by is the fact that 9 other buyers weren't even willing to offer you $1 to buy your home. And keep in mind, when somebody makes an offer, it's just the start of a conversation. So it's not what they offered, it's what you're willing to accept, okay? So you can always counter an offer, but make no mistake, you don't want to just automatically give a reflex no and have those buyers go away. All right, mistake number 3 is unpleasant odors. There's a saying in real estate that goes like this: if you can smell it, you can't sell it. Okay, and what will happen is some sellers will become nose blind. They've lived in their home so long that they don't notice the cat smell, or they won't notice the cigarette smell. Even if you smoke in the garage, that can kill a deal. If you smoke out on the porch, the home might smell fine, but if you leave cigarette butts out in the front yard, that's like thousands of dollars sitting in your front yard. So you want to make sure you pick up those cigarette butts and any evidence that you ever smoked. You don't want to have any ashtrays out or anything like that. If you have cats, you want to make sure that you're cleaning out that litter box. If the smell is real strong, you may want to consider replacing the carpeting. You may want to consider repainting or renting an ozone machine to try to get rid of those smells. Now, if you say, hey, I'm just going to spray a bunch of air freshener, and the home walks in, you walk in the home and it smells like a giant air freshener, that's going to set off some red flags for a buyer as well. So you want it to smell clean and and fresh on the inside. All right, mistake number 4 is cluttered space. In real estate, less is more. If you have a beautiful home and you have some really nice furniture, but yet let's say that furniture is taking up too much space, it's going to be a good idea, and you're going to be money ahead by renting a storage space to clear out some of your belongings. Same thing goes with closets. If you have a closet and it's jam-packed full of stuff, that buyer is going to start to wonder, hey, are all my belongings going to be able to fit in this closet? So you can make your home feel more spacious by decluttering. All right, mistake number 5 is showing availability. Selling a home is inconvenient. And here's the thing, you gotta make sure that the home is available when a buyer wants to see it. If you turn away one buyer, that could cost you thousands of dollars. That could be the difference of getting an offer today for full price versus 3 weeks from now for $10,000 less. So you want to make sure that the home is available to show. If you make a lot of restrictions on when buyers can see the home, you're eliminating a portion of the market. Some buyers, you're going to get only one shot at that buyer. So you want to make sure that that home is available for them to see it. Here's another thing to address. Let's say you're at work and you forgot to make your bed and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't want to have a showing. It's better to have a showing than to not have a showing at all. So if you want to guarantee yourself a showing, leave some underwear on the door handle and you'll be sure to get a showing that day. I don't know if I should include that. All right, the 6th mistake is not willing to make repairs. Some sellers want to sell their home in as-is condition. Now that's great, but the problem is when you say a home is as-is, then what you're going to be doing is you're going to be attracting investors to that property. And a lot of investors are not going to be emotionally tied to that property, and may not be willing to pay you full price, full market value for that property. The other thing, if you're not willing to make repairs, a lot of buyers that are FHA or VA buyers, they're going to have a VA or an FHA appraisal. And sometimes that appraisal comes in, the appraiser comes in and they want you to make certain repairs for health and safety. If you're unwilling to make those type of repairs, then you're shutting off a giant pool of buyers. So that may cost you some dollars. Here's the other thing to consider with repairs. Let's say you have an offer on your property, they make an inspection and negotiations are going back and forth. They do the inspection and they ask you to do some repairs. If you're unwilling to make those repairs and the home goes back on the market, now you're required to disclose those defects to the next buyer. So eventually you may end up making those repairs eventually. So sometimes, as long as the repairs are reasonable, and that's considering health and safety, you're just better off making those repairs. Some sellers, what they'll do is they'll sell the home for $200,000 and they won't be willing to make a $600 repair. That's essentially kind of like buying your house back for $600. It may not be worth it. It may be better off to make the repair and move the ball forward and get the home sold so you can go on to your next destination. All right, thanks again. Those are the 6 biggest mistakes sellers make when they're selling their home.